Hello, and welcome to the Holistic Health and Weight Loss Podcast. I am your host, Samantha Kasbrick, a certified holistic nutritionist, mother, and wife. After struggling with my weight for over a decade and hitting rock bottom, I finally discovered the healthy way to weight loss. It is now my mission to teach women how to get healthy so they can find lasting weight loss without counting calories or going hungry. This podcast will cover topics of holistic health, weight loss, self-love, and everything in between. If you're looking for more in-depth ways I can help you reach your transformation, please send me a message on Instagram at Nutrition with Samantha, and I'd be happy to chat with you. Okay, are you ready to transform your health? Let's do this. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Holistic Health and Weight Loss Podcast. I am so excited that you are tuning in to today's episode. Today, I'm going to talk to you about water and how water affects your weight loss journey, how it could be the cause of your carb cravings, how it could be the cause of your energy slumps or your afternoon binges. We're going to talk all things water today. Okay, so first I want to talk a bit about the importance of water and why, not just from a weight loss standpoint, but from a holistic health standpoint, why water is so important. So our bodies are 60% water. So we need to be drinking a lot of water. Like when we're babies, we're literally constantly gulping down water. I mean, there's nutrients in that water. Or sorry, not babies, fetuses. Did I say babies? When we're in the womb, fetuses, we're constantly gulping water. And that's because at that stage, I think we're like 90% water, if I'm remembering correctly, something like that. But now, out in the real world, we are 60% water as adults, approximately. But that's still a huge amount of water in our bodies. So when you think of everything else we have going on, that's a lot of water. So we need to be drinking a lot of water. Water does so much for our bodies, and it is so important. It helps with, it literally does so many things. I'm only going to list a couple here, but it helps with digestion, production of cells and reproduction of cells in your body. It gets rid of waste. It helps lubricate your joints. It regulates your body temperature and so many more things. Those are just a few. But hopefully that helps you get an idea of just all that it does in our body. It's so, so important. And also, dehydration is actually a huge problem that I don't see many people talking about. Dehydration has been linked to numerous health conditions like chronic illnesses, high blood pressure, diabetes, mood disorders, and more. And then on top of that as well, underhydration can also cause your carb cravings, can cause low energy, can cause brain fog. So it's really important to be getting enough water in every single day. This is going to improve your health as a whole. This is going to help prevent future health problems. And this is going to help your energy levels. It's going to help your day-to-day life, your quality of life when we're talking about, mental clarity and energy levels. And then also when it comes to your weight loss goals. If you drink enough water, it's really going to help with those cravings, especially in the mid-afternoon. If you've ever had those mid-afternoon binges or, you just really hungry, even though you ate a full lunch, you're still hungry around 2 or 3 p.m. At least that's, for me, that's common. And for women that I've worked with, that's a common struggle. And when I tell them these water tips, they really see a decrease in those cravings, in those afternoon hunger pangs. It really does make a difference. So how much should you be having per day? Okay, so we actually, as adult humans, we need approximately, on average, about 12 cups of water per day. Okay, but you don't need to drink 12 cups of water a day. because we do, or we should be getting a lot of that from our food. So now, depending on what kind of foods you're eating, if you're eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, then you don't need to drink as much. But in our society, chances are you're probably not getting that much water from your food. You're probably getting only about 4 cups of water from your food if you're eating a typical diet in our society. Okay. So that would mean that you would need about 8 cups of water per day. Now, this really depends too. It depends on your size. It depends on, numerous other things. If you want like a really personalized plan, I recommend working with a nutritionist like myself, because we can really look at your exact circumstances, right? But on average, about 8 cups per day. Okay. If you're, on the smaller side, maybe less. If you're on the larger side, maybe more. But again, it depends. And it depends on so many other factors, how much you're exercising, and like I said, your diet, so many different factors that can affect how much water you should be getting. So like I said, if you really want to get personalized advice, the way to do that is through a nutritionist, but otherwise you can just go with the average 8 cups per day. Now, here's the thing. We wake up dehydrated. So I recommend first thing you do when you wake up in the morning is drink 1 cup of water. Don't do anything else. Well, you can get dressed or, go pee first, whatever you need to do. But before you consume anything else, at least drink 1 cup of water, because like I said, throughout our sleep at night, we don't get any water, right? So we wake up dehydrated. And so it's really important to get that cup of water first thing in the morning. Drink more if you'd like, but at least 1 cup of water first thing in the morning before your coffee. That's something I struggle with. I really like to have my coffee first thing in the morning, but try to get that 1 cup of water in even before your morning coffee. And that combined with trying to finish 1 liter of water before lunch in that first half of the day, that's really going to help you kick off your day to a really good start, first of all, with like getting in your water intake, right? So you don't have to worry about making it up later. And then also it's going to help you with your cravings in the afternoon. That morning water intake is huge for that afternoon slump, that afternoon energy slump, which often we think we're hungry. We need to eat to get that like energy boost, right? And it can help with your afternoon cravings as well, which also sometimes is, an energy thing, right? We think we need some sugar or, some kind of carbohydrates to really give us that energy boost. So drinking that water in the morning, that 1 cup of water first thing, and then 1 liter of water in the first half of the day, that's going to really help with those afternoon slumps, afternoon hunger pangs, afternoon cravings, whatever the situation is. Now, I know that this can be challenging. I myself even struggle at times to get enough water in. But here are some tips that you can start implementing today to start getting some water in. These are things that I have personally found helpful, and I also recommend to my clients and students, and they have found them to be helpful as well. So my first tip is to keep a water bottle handy. Keep it nearby. Keep it with you at your desk. Carry it around with you. Take it to the grocery store with you. Have water with you everywhere you go. So get a portable water bottle that you can take with you everywhere. I use one in my house. I don't even use cups for my water. I use just a reusable water bottle. I like to get a really big one. I have 24-ounce water bottles so that I don't have to refill it a million times a day. And I love it. This is a total personal preference, but I love my water to stay cold. So I love using a stainless steel water bottle, whereas, other people prefer room temperature, which is actually better for your digestion, but I don't know, something about, getting water in, that's the important part. That's the first step, is get water in. And then if you really want to get picky about it, then work down to having like that room temperature water, but I prefer cold water. That's how I'm going to drink it the most if it's cold. So I love to use a stainless steel water bottle. My favorite brand is Contigo because, not sponsored, because it keeps it cold like literally for at least 24 hours. I can even fill it up the night before and it'll be cold the next day, which is fantastic. Okay, so that's my first tip. Oh, and also I find it really helps me personally to get a water bottle with a straw, because then you can just kind of have it in front of you and it's just, it's not as much movement as having to like tip your, I know, as silly as this sounds, but like sometimes it really comes down to what's going to work, right? What's going to be just the simplest way to get water in. And that can be by just moving your head over and taking a sip instead of having to tip a water bottle back. Do you know what I mean? So that's my first tip. Use a water bottle. And then if you want to also get one with a straw, that just makes it even more simple to get that in. The second one is to set reminders. So you can set reminders in your calendar, on your computer, on your phone. You can set alarms, whatever would help you to remember. I love to use reminders on my phone, and you can set it as often as you'd like, really, just to make sure that you're keeping on track. So you can set it by the hour, or you can set it, at lunch. Make sure you got that 1 liter by lunch. You can set it first thing in the morning to make sure that you get that cup in the morning. Whatever helps you stay on track. My third tip is to use a marked water bottle. So this is something, I actually found one on Amazon. You can buy a glass water bottle on Amazon where it's marked and it shows you like where you should be. It has like a line with the time on it, and then like some nice like good job and like stuff like that on there. So you can make your own at home. If you have a clear water bottle, you can actually just use a permanent marker and mark your own, or you can buy one on Amazon. They have glass ones on there. They're really awesome. I personally have one from Amazon. My only thing is that it doesn't keep my water cold. So I always go back to my stainless steel, but I do really love that water bottle. I wish it kept the water cold, But you can't have both, can you? If only there could be a clear stainless steel water bottle. Someone needs to invent that. Obviously not possible, but okay. And then my fourth tip for you is to include water with all meals. So make sure you have a cup of water sitting beside your meal so you can sip it throughout the meal. It's a really good idea to have actually even a cup of water before a meal. But even if you don't do that, just sipping it alongside your meal can be really helpful just to get that in, because you're already eating, you're sitting at the table, have a sip of water in between bites. That can be really helpful. That can also be helpful for, this is like another thing, but that can also be helpful for slowing down your eating. If you're the type of person that tends to eat fast, make it a habit to take a sip of water in between bites, and that can really slow down your eating, which is also beneficial for many different reasons, including weight loss, digestion, a bunch of other things. That's like a whole other topic, but yeah, just a little aside there. Just another bonus of having water with your meals. So yeah, if you want to do that, you can make that a habit. Try to have a sip of water in between every bite so that you're getting that water in, and you're also slowing down your eating if you need to. I mean, I'm a naturally very slow eater, so I don't need that tip, but my husband likes to just like inhale his food, so he needs that tip. And my daughters can be that way as well. Okay. So those are my 4 tips for you. So keep a water bottle nearby all the time and sip from it throughout the day. And if a straw helps, use a straw. You can also put a straw like in some water bottles if you don't want to buy one with a straw, or if you want to just like test it out, depending what kind of water bottle you have, you can just get a reusable straw and do it that way as well. I love silicone straws, stainless steel straws. I know some people use glass straws, but I'm too clumsy for that. And then the second tip was to set reminders, set alarms, set calendar reminders, whatever will help keep you on track. Use those. Number 3, use a marked water bottle, whether you make it yourself or you buy one. Use a marked water bottle to keep you on track. Number 4 is to include water with all your meals and sip it throughout your meal. Try to make it a habit to have a sip between bites. The other thing I just want to mention is that you can pay attention to the color of your urine throughout the day. This can help you determine whether you are getting enough water in as well. And if you don't want to count or if you lose track or whatever, or just if you want that more personal advice, you can take that from your urine. Your urine will actually tell you. So the darker the color of your urine, the more dehydrated you are. And then the lighter, the more clear it is, the more hydrated you are. So that's a really good measurement to see how you're doing throughout the day. But also, I want to caution that I want you to be mindful that some medications and supplements can actually alter the color of your urine. So make sure to check the side effects on those, because that could be affecting it. You think your urine is super yellow, and maybe your urine is a dark yellow, and you're on this medication that is actually causing it to be that way, and you're not actually dehydrated, and you're like, I'm drinking all this water, but it's still, well, it might be your medication or your supplements. So check in on that to make sure that's not a cause, but otherwise that's a good way to see if you are having enough water throughout the day. Okay, so there is my whole talk on all things water, and I hope that you learned a lot. Water is so important. We need to be drinking a lot of water, a lot more than a lot of us are drinking. So I hope that this helped you. I hope it opened your eyes to how important water is, and I hope that you are able to take some of those tips, even if it's just one of them, and start implementing today and start drinking more water so that you can be healthy and also help you reach your weight loss goals. Okay, so remember that this is an imperfect, healthy lifestyle that you are creating. Nothing is perfect. You are human. If you don't drink enough water some days, that's totally fine. Just keep going, keep trying, keep practicing. Remember that you are human and allow for humanness. Don't let a mistake or a setback completely set you off track. Keep going, keep taking action, take something away today that you can do and start implementing today. Okay, I will talk to you in next week's episode. I hope you have a fantastic week. I'm so grateful that you took the time to listen to this episode. If you're new around here, welcome. I cannot wait to help you with more episodes. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I really appreciate you spending your valuable time with me, and I hope I am making it worth it. If you do find value in this podcast, please share it with others. And be sure to tune in next week for a brand new episode.